Hey, folks! Well, it's been a while. We missed you. The Leafs lost, finally. Not a great game. Short on wingers. Slow D. What happened? Is the sky falling? Well, you know what? We're going to break it all down for you right here on the OZone.
You're in the offensive zone. Your place for Leafs hockey.
Hey folks, welcome to the OZone. That's Coach, that's Katie, I'm the Devo. We're here to talk all things Leafs. So, the Leafs go out west, down a man, they lose a man, and they lose a game. KD, what'd you see?
I like the Carolina game. I thought that was well played. We won't get into it as much as the last game. Calgary's, I think that we got some more issues. Calgary was a winnable game. I didn't hate it, but it certainly wasn't playoff level. And there were a few things I didn't like. They didn't really have much sustained pressure other than the first goal in the second period, and then at 5-1 or 5-2. Other than that, it was sort of one and done. Calgary was and both Carolina do play very physical playoff style hockey. So it just shows you we need to lift the game and be a little bit better. And it's not always about effort. And sometimes being committed is about making the right decisions and moving to the right spot. And so I'm going to show a clip here. Couple slides of where there was a breakdown, and it wasn't all effort. It just was a poor decision making. So let's go to slide 1, and it's just sort of a broken play. Calgary gets the puck. I think that's Blake Coleman there in the neutral zone. He's got some ice. So he's got a bit of room. However, there's some Leafs around, and we see Bunting. And Bunting, as you can see, he has his head down, and he is making a beeline over to try and cut down Coleman. I have a little dotted arrow to show really he's got to be a little bit more aware. In the back here, we have Marner doing a bit of backside pressure. As you can see, though, he's focused exclusively on Coleman, too. He's not focused on anyone else. So let's go. Now, I'm going to talk about this very quickly about where we go for back checking for forwards and the rule of thumb. The rule of thumb for back checking forwards is if you can't catch the puck carrier by center, leave him for your D and take someone else. Take the trailer or the other winger. If you can't make it. So in this case, Bunting is not going to catch Coleman by center. He should peel off, and I'll show you why. Let's go to slide 2 here. So slide 2, you can see it pans out a little bit. We see Mangiapane there straddling the line. He's got to hold up. We see Bunting kind of closing ground on Coleman, but he's still not going to catch Coleman. He's not even going to catch Coleman until he breaks into the Leafs blue line. Marner's trailing, still not going hard, and which is not really necessarily terrible because there might be a trailer, but he is still only focused on Coleman. No one seems to be focused on Mangiapane other than Hall. Now, Hall is motioning here. Now, I hope he's saying for Bunting to leave Coleman to me. He's pointing that way. I hope he's not telling Bunting to go there, because what's going to happen is they're going to turn a 2-on-2 into a 2-on-1. So Hall, if you can see where he's positioned in, he realizes that Mangiapane is a threat, but not as big a threat. You can see the red line is the big threat. That's Coleman coming in with speed. Okay, so let's quickly go to slide 3. And on slide 3 now, we finally, Bunting has closed in on Coleman, but as you can see, it's the top of the circle. Mangiapane is smart. He's not going hard to the net. What he's doing is hanging back because he's staying open. He knows Hall can't actually leave his spot. Hall now is in a bad spot. Hall has to decide, do I close in and play on Coleman here and Bunting has him partially, or do I back off and try to also cover Mangiapane? So in essence, this 2-on-2 is really a 2-on-1. As you can see, Bunting is actually behind Coleman. He doesn't even fully have him. So let's just quickly go on to slide 4. Slide 4 is Coleman. Mangiapane has filled the lane behind there, right in the slot. Coleman has passed the puck back. Hall has to put the brakes on. Now Hall has to come forward, and he's in no man's land. And we have Marner, who still is kind of where he's supposed to be, but now for the first time, Marner realized that Mangiapane is a threat. What happens? Mangiapane makes a good little move, and he has an awesome shot, and he scores. So it's just a situation. It seemed like a harmless play that turned into a really serious play, and it turned into a goal. There's a bunch of little mistakes, and it wasn't for lack of effort. It simply was going to the right person and making a committed decision and going to the right guy. So you'd like to see them clean that stuff up. I think Scott will point out that this has happened before. We have to get it out of the system as we get to the worst of the playoffs.
Yeah, it's a great point, Kev.
Well, I think you're asking me what I liked to start, right? Here's what I like. The guys in Wuhan toned down that virus. So if I do a little thing here, 98.2. Take that, Wuhan. No fever or anything. So, hey, I like the Calgary game. I like what Keefe had to say. He said there were really a lot of good things happening for our group. The advanced stats were all in the Leafs' favor. First one goes in off a Hall stick. Second one, Nylander loses his guy. Third one goes in off a Muzzin stick. What are you going to do, right? If we look at the Carolina game, it was bittersweet, that win for me. I'm really happy. What I liked is Matthews wasn't hurt. When he went down, man, I mean, great for them to fight back, but that did not look good. But, hey, in that Carolina game, I also loved seeing playoff Fred. We all remember playoff Fred, right? This is the text I sent you guys. Playoff Fred. Welcome back, bud. Long time. And so here it is. Here's the
when the going gets
here's
tough,
the
Fred
juicy
gets going.
rebound he gave up on the tying goal. Oh, what a succulent. And then here he is in overtime looking behind him. And here he is, prone, face down, other teams cheering. That could have been 2017, could have been 2018, could have been 2019. Anyway, Fred, nice to see you again. Welcome back, bud.
Yeah, nice. I'm going to show everyone why I think Marner has been doing so well. My daughter actually has set up a little shrine to him, unbeknownst to any of us, with a little bit of Christmas, a little bit of Easter, and I'm gonna put that out there. We didn't really realize this, and then all of a sudden I added it all up. Marner's on a tear, so clearly what my daughter's doing is working. The other thing I have to say is one of the things you guys know is I love Wayne Simmons. He's one of my favorite hockey players, let alone Leafs. And congratulations on the new family member there, Wayne. Excellent stuff. But the last couple of games really showed how much you mean to the organization. Against the Canes, knee on knee against our own Super Dave Osborne and Cache. And Simmons immediately jumps into the fray, puts an end to that right off the bat. No issues. Leafs gain momentum, win a hard-fought playoff-type game. Fast forward one game, evenly matched. Both teams going at it toe-to-toe. Big hit in the Leafs zone. Cache goes out. 44 has to step up. Leafs love him as a teammate. Great job that he did it. You hate to have to see him have to do what he had to do. And he goes away for 2 minutes, too. You got to kill off that penalty. Momentum gone. Next thing you know, we got a loss against a Canadian team. So, if anything, I think if anything has shown us anything about that Calgary game is that Wayne Simmons means a lot to this team. So, congratulations, Wayne. We look forward to seeing you in the lineup.
Absolutely.
And we have a great tweet here from Cache himself. A quote showing, I appreciate it. I think I thanked him 4 times. That's relative to his stepping in there in the Canes game. So, again, his teammates love him, and the fans should love him too. Coach, what?
Yeah, I better go quick here. So, the loyal pod subscribers have asked that I do a little analysis from time to time, especially Darren and Aaron. Darren's my Porsche guy. You guys have a Porsche guy, right? You got to have a Porsche guy.
Yeah,
Okay.
of course.
So anyway, here's the fourth goal in Calgary. It's 5 seconds of tape. I'll try and go real quick because we're way behind. So it starts here. Puck's going to go D to D. There's Tavares, first guy in. Nylander's back, 88. He gets a bad rap, and I'm going to show you why. He's actually not the worst defender, at least on this play. So the puck goes D to D, and now it's along the boards. Here's Nylander, fills in the middle. Kerfoot is way over on the boards. At no time when the other team is regrouping should anyone ever be outside the dots. He's way outside, and you see this green patch is a slot for that D to fill through, and he sure does. He hits John Hockey in stride here. And here's the other guy circled here, Jake Muzzin. He's also outside the dots. Why are we so concerned about Matthew Tkachuk? So Kerfoot's way out of position. Muzzin's way out of position. Justin Hall, number 3 here, is in a really bad spot. Look at Nylander. The puck is inside the blue line. Nylander's at center, right? And there's that gap where it's shot through in green. Okay, so a pass from Johnny Hockey over to this guy, circled, and that's a shot from about the hash marks. This is the first one that went in that Campbell really has a chance to stop. Now, could you say he could have stopped it? Yeah. Should he have? Look where the guy's shooting from. That's a grade A right there. Okay, so that happens. By the way, Nylander, right down between the circles. He way past Kerfoot. Look at Kerfoot. He's way up by the blue line still. He was ahead of Nylander. He's rolling into the zone like Jeff Spicoli, who rolls out of his van in a cloud of smoke, and then he shows up 10 minutes late for Mr. Hand's class. Oh, Mr. Hand. Oh. He's got not a care in the world. So that line is not playing well. They're getting outscored, and Nylander is a good whipping boy. And yes, normally he's at the other blue line. Here he wasn't, and they still got scored on. That bothers me.
Yeah, rule of thumb: if you're not deeper in your own end than Nylander, you're not doing it right. KD, how about you?
Well, actually, I'm going to get quickly off the Leafs. I'm tired. I've heard this 1,000 times. The Oilers just fired their coach. I get it. Who cares? It wasn't working there. But Oilers have lost 16 games since January 1st. December 1st. They've lost 16 games. 13 of those games they scored 2 goals or less. Even the Habs score more than 2 goals a game. They blame this on the goaltending all the time. Everyone does, because the media don't have the balls to call out McDavid or even Draisaitl. But the Oilers are a mess. The coach got fired for it. It's not all goaltending. You heard it here. That team is really, really inconsistent, and is going to continue until they can get consistent
Look
scoring.
at you, Raymond Babbitt, spitting out the numbers. An excellent driver.
Yeah, I'm going to just talk about one thing. This is what I didn't like about last game. 11 forwards. Sorry, guys. Pregnancies don't happen in 24 hours. They knew this was happening. Simmons should have missed that game.
Yeah.
He had every right to be with his family. You got to do something else. You got your own team in your hometown. This isn't a deal where you got your replacement players in St. John's. It happened before they traveled out west. They should have brought another forward. It was a decision that seemed like nothing, but it really came back to bite them in that game. All right, let's get into predictions, fellas. That's where we lay it all on the line, folks. And the next game is versus the Canucks on this Western road trip.
I love
Coach,
Bruce
who do you got?
Boudreau, but they've come back down to earth, and that's not a very good team. So, and by the way, it was announced today Mrazek's playing. So I'm predicting a 5-2 win. I'm going to say Nylander has a pair. He's defensively flawed, but offensively he's too good to not be putting up more points. He's going to score a pair. And I predict that the Leaf Twitterverse is going to go crazy and going to go bonkers over Mrazek winning another game and have a controversy. Look, that last game, Campbell gave up 5. He had a chance on 1 or 2 of them. He stops those early in the year, and he's not now. He's not getting some bounces. He'll bounce back. So let's not go overboard on Mrazek, where we were all down on him for being injured the first part of the year. Nevertheless, 5-2 win.
All right, KD, what do you
Simmons, Gordie Howe hat trick. But I'm pleading for the second line to be a positive. So second line, a positive. Gordie Howe hat trick for old 24.
I like it. I'm doing the same thing. I'm calling a 4-1 win by the Leafs. 24 scores. There you have it, folks. Listen, subscribe so you don't miss anymore. You're tired of missing. And hit the little like button. Ring the bell so you never miss another episode ever. Tell your friends. Tell your mom. We'll join you right here